immigrants. As you say, I'm joined by my distinguished colleague, Senator Ted Kennedy from Massachusetts, who has been a leader in so many ways in the Senate on civil rights, on matters of health and education, and on matters of immigration reform. Senator Kennedy is in his 44th year in the United States Senate. He came to the Senate in November of 1962 and has been in this field for a long time, and we welcome him to Philadelphia. He followed the same path that Benjamin Franklin.
Thank you. And I first of all want to thank Senator Specter, our chairman of our Judiciary Committee, for having this hearing and having it here in Philadelphia, really the home of so many of our rights and liberties here. Those that were a part of those Declaration of Independence, all those that were a part of the Constitution, came from other lands, made an extraordinary contribution to the greatest documents of freedom and democracy in the world, and all of us have benefited from them here in this United States and in countries throughout the world. And we know that today that system of immigration is broken. And we know that there are simplistic answers to try and deal with those, but Senator Specter and I agree, Senator Bush agrees, Republicans and Democrats in the United States Senate agreed that what we really need is a comprehensive approach to deal with this issue. There are those that have a more simplified approach to this issue that can say that we're going to just have law enforcement only. But all we have to do is look over the last 10 years of what happened with just law enforcement only. We increased our border guards in the southern border by over 300%. We've spent more than $20 billion, and yet the numbers that have been coming across our southern border have increased 300 or 400%. Just redoing that particular function is not going to solve our problem. We can't solve the issue of our broken immigration laws by simply building more fences at the border and demonizing the 12 million undocumented immigrants, declaring them and the priests and the good Samaritans who helped them to be criminals, and naively hoping that the 12 million will just go on back to their country. So we are working together, and we're having this hearing today because we believe in a comprehensive approach. We talked earlier, Senator Specter and I, about the contribution of immigrants. I read this morning in the newspaper coming down from Boston about the 76 troops on duty in Iraq that yesterday took the oath of citizenship over at the main hall of Saddam Hussein's old hunting palace. And they talked there about Ricardo Cortez flew into Camp Victory from Ramadi, one of the most hotly contested cities in Iraq, where he spent the past few weeks clearing roads. I love my job. It's dangerous. There are always things being blown up. We've lost a couple of vehicles, but we make sure other people can drive safely. And they talks about Jose de Long from Guatemala, who talked about included in the oath to become a naturalized citizen of the pledge to bear arms on behalf of the United States. He said, I thought about those words, De Leon said. It's my second time of serving the country, but my country has given so much. I'm grateful for it, and that's why I serve. Senator Specter and I and our bipartisan group in the Senate want to welcome those that have something to contribute to the country and keep out those that do not want to help make America a better and stronger land. And today's hearings focus on a number of the important issues included in the legislation. Just finally, we've been asked repeatedly whether there's really time enough to take action in the Senate and to get a real bill passed. Senator Specter and I remember the times that this country came together, and we have the opportunity to come together. We have the leaders of the great faiths in our country that believe this is a moral issue. We have representatives of the business community that understand the importance in terms of our economy, a growing and expanding and thriving economy. There are those that represent the worker community that want to make sure we're not going to continue to have the exploitation of the undocumented as they are at this time at substandard wages and conditions. And they know that the protections that we have in this legislation will protect workers from it. And we have the movement that's been across the country that all Americans have seen of people that spontaneously came out. And these people work hard, play by the rules, devoted to their families, devoted to their faith, and want to make America a better country. So we ought to be able to find the ways to be able to do that. That's what this hearing is about. I thank again Senator Specter for having this hearing, and I particularly welcome Senator Bloomberg, who has been so concerned about this issue. Our other colleagues, I know Senator Specter will introduce, and I'll look